Hi everyone, so for those that don't know me, I am Wolfbite, and this is part 2 out of, I think I said 6 in the last video, of pretty much catching up everybody with what's going on in Destiny. In my previous video I talked about the Red War, Curse of Osiris, and Warmind. This video I'll be talking about Forsaken and its 3 seasons. Well, 4 technically, but we'll get into that. But first I'd like to say I have just been recently partnered with Rogue, if you can see down the bottom of the screen. If you use code Wolfie at the checkout, you get 20% off your order. Link is in the description below. And so is the link to part 1 of this series is also in the link below. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so the Forsaken DLC. Now with the Forsaken DLC we got Season of the Outlaw, Season of the Forge, Season of the Drifter, and Season of Opulence. Now Season of the Outlaw wasn't really a season, it was just kind of like a test run kind of thing, but it was really just tied in with the DLC. So the DLC is Guardians are seeking to avenge our beloved Kha'Zix. I was so emotional seeing that happen. Oh, anyways, he was murdered by Aldrin Sov with his own weapon, the Ace of Spades. The reasoning, on how he got there in the first place was the Guardian and Kha'Zix were heading to the reef to help Petra. Because there was a prison break happening. The Barons broke free. I had to write down the names of the Barons because I couldn't remember all 8 of the names off by heart. So we had the Mindbender, the Trickster, Rifleman, the Mad Bomber, the Rider, the Fanatic, the Machinist, and the Hangman. Pretty much throughout the DLC we go around and we eliminate all 8 Barons. We also meet Spider throughout our journeys, and he helps us out as well. Once we eliminate all the Barons, we end up at the Watchtower to eliminate Aldrin. Now the reason Aldrin was like this, he was corrupted by darkness, and he is guided by the visions of Mara, which they're not Mara. They were not Mara at all. They were in fact the voice of Riven. Pretty much the voice of Riven was this big, kind of like a servitor monster thing, and it devoured Aldrin. So then we had to kill this monster, and then we found Aldrin, and then we killed Aldrin. Well, to be honest, the screen went to black and you heard a gun shoot. I think it was Petra that pulled the trigger because it sounded like her weapon, but I think the reason they made the screen dark so that everyone could use their imaginations on what happened, which is a nice little touch. But during the whole DLC, we get the Dreaming City, we get to slay Riven in the Last Wish raid, which is, Riven is a wish dragon than Ahamkara. So we slay Riven, we get to contact Mara through an Oracle engine as well, and we save her Techons. There is, I think, 2 in the raid, and then 1 in the Corrupted Strike. If you've never done the Corrupted Strike, please don't do it. It is just save yourself. Do not do it. But that's pretty much the DLC, just all wrapped up in one. Just we avenged Kha'Zix, killed Aldrin, and unlocked the Dreaming City and unleashed a curse upon the Dreaming City. But anyways, let's move on to Season of the Forge.
Stunning, isn't it? That weapon is beyond special. A witness to the slaughter of our founder. And my ally in vengeance against those responsible. light bearers. Just like you. You are not welcome here, Guardian. I see. Well then, what we offer, Guardian, is privilege. Normally afforded to those who do not already have their own. Today, however, it would seem our doors are open to you. Welcome to the Black Armory.
Alright, so Season of the Forge. As you saw in that clip, we had this little key thing that unlocked the Black Armory. That was actually given us from Spider. And that area was the Black Armory. Pretty much in this season, we just got to go and discover all the forges. There's 3 to start off with, which I'm just going to put the names on the screen just to make it easier. Then we pretty much go around all these forges. We do a whole bunch of things. Scourge of the Past raid actually came out with this season. So we had to go and defeat Civics, I think its name was, which is the Kell of Scourge. So Scourge of the Past, Kell of Scourge. So we had to go and defeat him. I think we actually defeated him in another forge. It's been so long, I had to do a bit of research to remember, but there was another forge that we got, which is here, and I'm pretty sure we defeat Civics, and then we got a little device and returned it to Ada. That is pretty much what wraps up Season of the Forge. You literally go around, discover all the forges, you do Scourge of the Past, defeat Civics, get a little device thing, return it to Ada, and that was pretty much just it. There were exotics that you got from the forges, like the toaster, or the proper term, Jotun. What else did we get? Le Monarch, and I think we got Isnagi's Burden as well. I mean, it makes sense. Isnagi was one of the forges. So we got given those 3. I think Last Word may have been in that season as well, but I'm not 100% sure, unfortunately. But yeah, so we just help Ada discover the forges, kill Civics, and get a device and bring it back to her. That's pretty much wrapping up forges. Next up is Season of the Drifter. Now this one was one of my favorites. One of my absolute favorite seasons. So here's a clip from the beginning of Season of the Drifter, and then we'll get into it.
It's about time someone taught you respect, little man.
Ha! Someone like you? I know you all keep tabs on me.
Yeah, you've been straying. You don't even use his name no more.
Well, that's why I'm still breathing, brother. Gambit is a chance at salvation. Take it.
You were always so afraid Shin would get you. Sorry, old friend.
Behind you. Oh boy. Easy. Easy now.
Dredgen.
No, not anymore. It's Drifter now.
You have proven yourself worthy. Accept this gift from the knife.
gift. What gift?
Alright, so in that clip for Season of the Drifter, you'll see the emissary. Now, the emissary wasn't awoken. Her name is Orin. She was really close with Mara, and then she unfortunately died, but then she got resurrected as a guardian, and then she later got transformed into the emissary. It's a big kerfuffle of everything, but she also said that the darkness will return, which, yeah, we definitely know that. But pretty much, Season of the Drifter invites us to participate in Gambit Prime. We eventually discover, like, here's that mystery hall that's tied to the back of the ship is actually like a realm of the Nine. So it leads into the realm, and that's where we meet the emissary. But the Drifter also tells us not to trust the Nine, but then we've got people telling us to not trust Drifter, so it's a bit back and forward on who to trust and who to not. You actually get to choose if you want to stay loyal to the Vanguard, or if you want to side with Drifter. Now, doing this actually changed your dialogue in the game. So I did it on 2 characters. So if you actually stayed loyal to the Vanguard, Drifter actually called you a snitch, because he actually went around, I think we like bugged his place in the annex for the Vanguard to keep watching him, and yeah, he eventually calls you a snitch when you play like Gambit, and he's like, "Hey, you going snitch?" It was a nice little thing to add on to the season. But yeah, we get told not to trust Drifter because of his connections with the Shadows of Yore, which were like worshippers of Dredgen. He was a bad guardian, we'll put it that way. He was pretty much corrupted by the Hive and the darkness and killed another guardian, Shin Malphur. So yeah, Drifter was associated with them, so they said don't trust Drifter, but honestly, you can't trust anyone. Let's be honest. You can't trust anyone. With this season, it actually brought in an exotic mission called 0 Hour, and that gave you Outbreak Perfected. Now, how we do it, we went on, I think it was, I believe, Titan, and there is a fallen captain and a knight fighting each other. You kill the knight, and it turns out that captain was actually Mithrax. So you see Mithrax in Season of the Drifter, and we save him from the knight. We do a few things, and then we end up finding Mithrax hiding, and I think he was hiding in the farm. Like, he was hiding somewhere in the farm, I think. But then, after we find him, we eventually go to the old tower, the one that got destroyed in Red War, to discover the secrets within the tower. And we're fighting these enemies, like some of them were called loyalists to Eramis. So that was a nice little touch for the future as well. So pretty much mentioning Eramis and us knowing that she's coming in soon, and tying Mithrax in with that mission with Eramis, loyalist. Nearly buggered that up. Was a nice little touch that we didn't even realize at the time. Because obviously, now we look back on it and we're like, oh. But here's the clip for 0 Hour, just to finish off the season. Lucky Last, Season of Opulence. So the Guardians partake in the menagerie on the Leviathan. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I did hear that the menagerie used to be like a prison for Callus when like Gaul took over or whatnot. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't done the research for that. But that's an interesting little touch if that is true. But yeah, so we did the Menagerie. It was a 6-player game. It was actually really, really fun. I really liked the Menagerie. We had like 2 different vendors. We had Werner 9940 and Benedict as well. Werner notifies us of Galan, whatever his name is. I can't quite remember. That he was given the Crown of Sorrow, which triggered a trap that was laid by the one and only Savathun, the Witch Queen. So pretty much we had to go into the Crown of Sorrow raid to defeat him. So one of the many tricks that Savathun had for us. But also in this season we had a tribute hall, which I'll put a picture up. I no longer have footage of when I had it. But I got a couple of pictures that I'll just put around the place of the tribute hall. But one thing what did really, really disappoint me about this tribute hall, like I understand that, you know, we had the Ace of Spades, in front of Zavala for Cade and all that, but Cade did not get a tribute in the tribute hall. Everybody else did. There was a tribute all in the tribute hall except for Cade 6, and that really it was just one thing that really, really bugged me. But anyways, the exotic that came with that season was Bad Juju. It wasn't in an exotic mission or anything, it was just something you could earn. But yeah, pretty much you went and completed these little things, and then you just got given these statues to go in place in the Hall of Tribute. So nothing really that major of the season as far as I can remember. Just pretty much play the Menagerie, do the raid, do the tribute hall, and there was also these little treasure halls at Nessus where you'd get on the back of a ship and you'd see Werner, but you were actually able to shoot all the pots and that were in the back of the ship as well. It was pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the Forsaken, as far as I can remember, because it was back in 2018 to early 2019, so it was quite a long time ago. So forgive me if I've forgotten anything, but this video was pretty much just to try and catch people up on what they've missed, because all the Forsaken stuff was in fact vaulted. So you can't go and play it at the moment. I'm hoping that they'll bring it all back eventually, but for now, this is pretty much as good as it's gonna get. But thank you all for watching. This was part 2. I've got another, I think, 3 or 4 to make in the upcoming couple of days to weeks, so I'll be posting them out throughout the month of October. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.